Well, it's not it's dwindling down. It's brokers, the load brokers are going bankrupt, and they're not offering very large. The rates they're offering are peanuts. It's a good thing the company I work for, we have freight, we have dedicated freight going to the U.S. and coming back. And if we didn't have that, then we'd be under, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like it's it's you had said in previous videos there that I watched, like we're not producing. There's no demand for our products. We're barely getting by, and there's a shipping issue with the shipping containers coming overseas. Uh, I I believe it's the Panama Canal. There's no water, not enough water. They're sourcing other routes. Countries that ship to us are shipping to other countries. We're not get, I don't know. We're not getting everything we're supposed to be getting on time, and if we're getting anything at all, that's why there's shortages. 2024. I'm going to say there's going to be shortages, prediction wise. I think we're going to see shortages like we've seen during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Auto parts, household goods. I think we're going to see shortages. You're going to want to buy a furnace, and you can't buy a furnace. There isn't going to be one there. That sort of thing. An air conditioner, like uh, whatever's in the stores now, whatever we have on this land now, that's going to be that. And
Well, anything that's been made in the last 4 years is doomed to fail because it's garbage. Even if it's
yeah,
a car, whatever you have in the last, your fridge, your dishwasher, it's all garbage in the last 4 years.
uh,
If you bought it in the last 4 years, you're in trouble. Now,
yeah. I
finding
thought,
parts for that, good luck.
yeah, you're not going to find parts. It's throwaway. And I just found out the other day that in what they say April. No, when night was it April or May or somewhere this summer, Michelin is going to up the price on their tires because they can't get the product to make the tires. There's shortage on product to make tires.
What do they have to go to the moon to get it now, or like what's the deal? What
I
the Earth
have
doesn't
no
produce the minerals?
whatever the country that produces the product that goes into tires is it's short. Like we're not. So what I'm saying is it's going to become to supply and demand. Tire prices are going to go skyrocket
But here's the funny part
this
about
summer.
this junkyard dog. Hear me out, JYD. Hear me out.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm willing to bet you a nice shiny quarter that not only does Canada have the resources and the minerals it needs to make the tires in its own territory, it has the resources and minerals it needs to build the entire and fabricate that entire truck, the rim, the whole truck, the electronics, the everything it needs to run. I think Canada as a whole not only has the minerals, it has the plastics, it has the rare earth. Canada has absolutely everything it needs within its own territory to build a Freightliner truck. But
And
unfortunately, that will create jobs in the private sector, and governments don't want that. The Mafangulo governments of Canada do not want
right,
this.
you're saying something pretty funny because I called the government up there months ago and said to them the same thing. Canada has all the resources of the world. Why are we importing? Why do we not produce? And they said that it's our leaders. They're not trying to encourage that.
That's the
They
problem.
don't.
Yeah.
They're not trying to bring in to make that happen. You know, that's the reason. That's right from the government.
Yeah, it's the bureaucracy and red tape. We have
That's it.
trees, we have lumber, we have mills, we have wood. But all
Yeah.
our wood goes to China.
Yeah.
But if I want to buy wood to build a house here in Canada, I have to order it from Oregon because it's cheaper and
Yes.
pay the stamp duty cheaper and bring it into Canada cheaper than buying it locally here from a mill down the street from me. The wood would be cheaper
Well,
to
you want to know
import it in
something
from
funny?
Oregon.
When I lived in the East Coast in Nova Scotia, they were farming trees, lumber, sending it to the U.S., and then we were buying it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah, they
that's
they sold it to the U.S. and then we'd buy it back
yeah, at a profit, at a loss. Yeah.
at a loss. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just how our bureaucracy and when you get people that run the country, number one, that weren't voted in, they were selected in, and when you get people that are up there that are just trying to please the World Economic Forum and all those other alphabet agencies that are funded by taxpayers in the first place. So you're just getting shafted one after another. It's just one shaft after another, and it's a never-ending, deadly, dark, deep
Yes.
abyss.
You just said it a mouthful. Canadians are getting shafted by our leaders. Our leaders are totally shafting us. They're they're on the take, and we're paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
The small 40 million, if it is 40 million, I agree with you there. But
I don't
we're
think there's
we're
40.
we're paying every last dollar.
Brother, you've driven all around this country. Do you see 40 million people in this country?
Buddy, I don't think so. I when you drive in between cities, it's a lot of dead space.
Yeah.
When you leave city limits, it's dead space.
Yeah. Now, what about my theory that Canada's Florida? Tampa Bay would be Vancouver. Uh,
I'm 100% agreed with you. You
Thank
want
you.
to know something?
Mm.
I've driven truck all over the place. I will not go to Florida. I hate driving truck in Florida. I would hate driving a passenger vehicle in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
but I absolutely hate driving a truck leaving Georgia and going into Florida. We have customers in Florida. I could go to Florida right now, and I refuse to go to Florida. I won't go to New York. I won't go to Jersey, Boston. I don't go to California.
And why
Hell, I
is
don't
that,
even go to
JYD?
Texas. Why?
And why is that?
Because you got to drive all day. If you drove 30 miles and it took you 5 hours to do it, or you could drive somewhere else 30 miles and do it in that amount, in the proper amount of time. I get paid by percentage, or like I'm on percentage. But even if you get paid by miles, why do I want to spend all day drive 5 miles? And there's no truck stops. There's not enough bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many people, too populated.
Right. So it goes back to say I just don't think there's 40 million people in Canada. I'm sorry.
No, when you go up to 400 and you leave Toronto and go north to Northern
To
Ontario,
Barrie and other
as
places.
soon as you get past Barrie, it's all dead space until you get to Winnipeg.
Yeah. You got
And
40
then
people in Dryden, Ontario.
once you leave the city limits of Winnipeg, it's dead space till you get to Regina. And then once you leave the city limits of Regina, it's dead space till you get to Calgary. It's 13 hours from Calgary to Winnipeg, and it's all dead space.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's no 40.
it's farmers, trees, or swamps.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to I don't think there's 40 million people in this country. I'm sorry.
I doubt it.
I'm willing to bet with the powers that be or that say that a dollar to dollar. For every dollar they're wrong, I get for every person population wise they're wrong, they give me a dollar. And for
Yeah,
everyone they're right on what they're saying, I'll give them a dollar. And
yeah,
I'm pretty sure none of them are willing to take that bet.
yeah. And we had an interesting evening there a couple nights ago at the truck stop in Virginia. We had I stopped in this truck stop, Racine, Virginia. I fueled the truck, And as I was getting back in the truck to go park for the night in the back there was a woman on the radio honking there. She was honking her. I could hear an air horn, and people were asking, "Why are you honking your horn?" It was the wife of a truck driver. He was getting beat up at the truck stop.
Whoa.
Another truck driver. There was a confrontation. I don't know what caused it. I have no inclination on what caused it, or they must have been fighting over a parking spot, or somebody called somebody a name, or so I have no idea what started it. And they were out there with steel rods and baseball bats, and they were beating the shit out of one another.
Holy crap. You should get your
Yeah,
phone and record this and submit it to Mike in the Night for us to.
yeah. It was all over the CB radio though. I didn't see where that was happening. It was, but I haven't seen a confrontation like that since 2007 when I was trucking down into California.
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, civil unrest. We're going to start to see civil disobedience, civil unrest in
buddy.
2024. No confidence in government. And it's kind of funny that there's this Trudeau petition going around with no confidence in government and a vote
Yeah,
for no confidence in government. The funny part is in 2018, I don't know if you watched the video, but I was actually after you could easily make a petition online and go through, fill out all the different aspects of the petition and make sure it's all binding and there's no problems with the petition. I made
yeah.
a no confidence in Trudeau. It was 2017 or 2018. I made a no confidence in Trudeau petition that went around. I think it got like 3,800 signatures, whatever. But that was back in 2017 or 2018. I made
Oh
that,
wow.
and I had a visit from the RCMP about that, eh?
You
And
did.
basically telling me, yeah. So I was already on the front lines doing this kind of stuff, trying to get this country on track. Because if we could
Good
have,
for you.
yeah, I've done a lot. I've a lot of things I do behind the scenes, right? But I try my best.
Yeah, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this no confidence in government with Trudeau. I've seen this petition. It comes on my phone all the time in different videos, and I see Joe Rogan's talking about Trudeau,
Joe Rogan.
no confidence, and I see
Yeah.
all. Yeah, I see. I see. Oh,
So it would have been better if he brought that up 7, 8 years ago when it mattered. But for
yeah,
some reason, it's always after the damage is done, after
yeah,
everything gets done. The heroes come out and say, it's like this. You got a school bus. The school bus hits bad weather, snowy weather on the mountain pass. The school bus gets into an accident and people get hurt. And then Joe Rogan would walk up to the school bus and say, "You should have put winter tires on there. Thank you, Joe Rogan, for saving us." And then instead of telling the people to put the winter tires before, but come
yeah,
after the accident's done. And that's how I'm seeing things. And that's why it's really frustrating now. It's just so frustrating.
yeah, yeah. And I'm seeing I'm like a lot of stuff you talk about. Like, 'cause I've been with you for quite a while now. And a lot of stuff I see on the phone, advertisements and this and that, and Joe talking about this and this. It seems like everybody's using you as a punching bag. You know, they're getting all these views, and they're getting all these. Like, you can look and see all the views and everything. Like, they're getting paid, they're getting views, they're getting famous. But Mike Martins isn't getting famous.
I don't know
I
about the
agree with you
famous thing.
100% on that. I just don't understand that. They're using you as a punching bag.
I don't know about the famous thing. I'm not in the whole fame thing. I'm more into trying to see if I can get my internet bill paid through this,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
spreading the word and spreading the love, spreading the
yeah,
acknowledgement, spreading the awareness, spreading whatever it is, and just talking. Again, this is a 100-man army channel, and that's just what it is, and I'm okay with that, right? But yeah.
yeah. But I bet you Joe Rogan's getting his friggin' internet paid. He's probably getting a paycheck too.
Oh, he makes almost $1.8 million, 1.8 million an episode of his show.
Yeah, It'd be nice if Mike Martin's got a little recognition here once in a while. Like I'm on board with you. I agree with you 100% because I see all this other shit out there, and I'm like, they're all getting sponsored and paid and this and that and everything. But I don't know. That's what I'm saying for prediction is there's going to shortages. Expect shortages for 2024. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the wars that are coming or the unrest with the governments, the countries, the shipping lanes. Just people make sure you've got what you need. You've got your stock up on toilet paper, stock up on dry, have a bug out bag. Make sure you've got dry good food.
Yeah.
Just be a little ahead of stuff,
Gray
just in
water.
case.
I'm into gray water.
Gray water,
Just
yeah,
just regular tap water in buckets and regular tap water in those those 2 liter drinks that people drink and they leave them they're empty and there's a
yeah,
cap. You could refill that
yeah,
with rinse it out and just put some gray water in there so you could brush your teeth,
yeah,
flush your toilets, do
yeah,
things with the gray. You need gray water because everyone's I got bottled water to drink, but then what do you do when you need water for other things, right?
yeah.
You don't want to
Well, I
drink
know
your
there's
drinking water.
some people tell me, there's apparently there's a bucket in a bag or something you can poop in it and you tie up the bag and throw it away.
Probably there's a lot of contraptions out there that
It's a somebody so you should have that in the truck. I don't poop or I'm not pooping in my truck. I don't do that. I'm not doing that.
mhm.
But if you were in a house that had or an apartment that had you couldn't use the facility, maybe you need a bucket with a bag to poop in and throw it out.
Right. Yeah, you might have to because apartments and the number one fear I have when things do hit the fan and the power goes out and things happen. I think we predicted, was it Mike of the Night in 2017 or 2018? We had this prediction where we were, not a prediction, that if the power was to go out, I think 62% of the population in cities will be wiped out within a month, literally within a
Yeah,
month or two. The 62% of cities' populations would lose,
yes,
would die
yeah,
because if
yeah,
you can't flush your toilets for a month, you're dead.
yeah.
You can't. You're
Sanitation
dead.
is important. You'll get there's diseases. You'll get sick very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have if the power grid went down, if they're like if you got to think like when they're showing pictures of these destroyed buildings in Hamas and all or in Gaza and all that, like you got to think all the powers out there. There's nothing there.
Hmm.
Where are those people going? They must have to flee and go somewhere.
Hmm. That's called
Like
That's forced migration via a zone of pain. So they're in a zone of pain and they're forced migrants. So they're forced migration. So they'll have to go to Egypt. They'll have to go to other parts or neighboring, and it's usually by foot. When you're in a
yeah,
zone of pain, the number one way of evacuation is by foot. And because there's obviously no government, there's nothing to come and save the people and take them
nothing's
away.
coming to save you. They're not
Yeah.
coming to save you. Look at the trucks. Look at the pictures of the videos. The relief trucks were coming in with food and water and supplies. They were getting raided. They weren't even getting to the
Hmm.
places. I seen that on the news on my phone there.
Yeah.
And you gotta think we're fortunate here so far that we haven't been attacked.
Oh,
But
if we're
it,
finished.
it
A majority
but
of us aren't prepared. Just not. There's some people that are prepared with food, water, and dry goods and stuff, but they're just not prepared, man, when it comes to
no,
using the
we
stuff.
and we're not allowed to. Canadians are not allowed to defend themselves. Like the government does not. The police force and the government does not allow Canadian. You are not allowed to defend yourself. Oh, somebody insulted you. Somebody stole from you. Somebody broke into your. You're not allowed to defend yourself.
Hmm.
You can't have a gun. You can't defend yourself. Like, holy shit. Why don't you just tell the world and fuck, just any country, just come on in. knock us over. We're done. That's it. We don't fight back. That's how we're raised.
All
You can't
right.
defend yourself.
That's the yeah. Guys, protect your Americans. Keep your guns.
Yeah,
Anyways, okay, Junkyard Dog, I'll let you go. It's been a good 21 minutes with you,
sure,
and
buddy.
we'll get you back on soon enough, brother.
Good to hear from you.
Merry
Keep
Christmas.
everything. You too.
God bless you.
Merry Christmas to you. God bless you.
Bye bye.
Good night, brother.
All right, guys, a lot of discussion in the